And we're looking at page 52, reducing the impact of planned IT maintenance.
Yes, okay. So this one was proposed by Joe Crofts. There are no amendments to it. Received the part, but I'm just going to let Joe go ahead. We're page 52 of 78. 52. I'm going to let Joe go ahead and, well, I assume he's the person who wants to speak on the motion.
Yeah, yes, please.
Okay,
yeah.
whenever you're ready, thank you.
It's fairly wordy, but it's a fairly straightforward motion, I think. We've had a lot of IT issues over the last 6 months or so, particularly around access to Blackboard out of hours. There seemed to be a preference to schedule large amounts of work over a weekend by bundling it all into one large outage that takes place starting at midnight on Friday and ending at some vague time, possibly Sunday, sometimes running into Monday, sometimes running into Tuesday. It causes a lot of issues for students like me who are part-time because I have a full-time job. I can't study during the day. I have to study at weekends. I have to study in the evening. And there are around 5 or 6 occasions in the last semester where that's just not been possible. We haven't really had notification of it in advance. It's not communicated properly to students. And when there are unexpected issues with IT systems, it seems to be the case that if this happens at the weekend, that's okay. We'll deal with it by Monday and everything will be fine. As a part-time student requiring systems at the weekend, that doesn't work for me. And I'd like UISA to be more actively involved in ensuring that LIS take on board all of the students. 25% of us study remotely.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you.
And thank you especially for presenting that motion from BC. I don't think we really get that many people daring to do that, so thank you especially for that. Okay, so are there any points of clarification for Joe?
Why in this are there such specific instances? I mean, I know we need examples to pass a motion so that there's actually proof that there's a problem, but why do we need very specific examples of the problem in the motion itself?
Yeah, I could answer that in 2 ways. One of them is because the job that I do is IT, and that's how we write our IT reports, and it's just habit. And the second reason is when I wrote this, it was just after an outage, and I was a little bit annoyed. So I was trying to make a point that those are the reasons for the specifics. I would like to think the people at LIS, if they see a specific list like that, will understand why I put the list in.
Thanks.
Okay,
thank you.
Any other points of clarification for Joe? Okay, so although there is a part, I'm going to ask if there's a speech against the motion as it stands at the moment, which I think is in line with the little diagram I have here. So is there anyone who would like to speak against the motion as it stands right now? Okay, not seeing anyone.
Sorry. Can we do parts on that at all?
Yeah.
Yes, we do already have parts. So if you have parts, would you mind saying them after the ones that have been submitted already?
Can I say something that's got to do with that? Because we just need better camera control, because if he's on VC, he can't see who's speaking in the room if it doesn't go to the room. So
if somebody, I think if somebody is going to speak, could you please go to the podium, and then Kevin can just go from the podium to the chairs, if that's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think, did you say it was George who said?
George said parts. So if we go to Ashlyn,
we'll go to Ashlyn's first. So, Ashlyn, would you like to speak in favour of the parts? I think you have a minute, is that right?
Okay, the parts is to remove resolves 3, because assignments are due all through the year, and it's a logistical thing that I don't think that we could ever have maintenance. But I love the motion, and I really think it should pass.
Okay, so do we have a speech against those parts? So that is to remove UISA resolves 3.
I would like to speak against that, if I can.
Go for it.
I can only speak from my personal experience, but my assignments are generally scheduled within the first 2 weeks. And for all of my modules, they generally fall within 2 weeks of each other. I understand that there's continuing assessment throughout the year, and I understand that there's generally, certainly for my modules, 2 assessments throughout the year. I don't think it's too much to ask for planned maintenance not to be at least, the wording of this was very specific to say within 1 week of an assignment we won't have planned maintenance, and so far as possible, not within 2 weeks. I don't think it's too much to ask an IT department not to take systems down within 1 week of an assignment.
Okay, thank you. So I think we're going to have to vote on those parts now. So the parts we're voting on this time are to remove UHISA Resolves 3. So all those in favour of removing UHISA Resolves 3, please can you put your hands up? Thank you. And all those against removing UHISA Resolves 3, please put your hands up. And anyone formally abstaining? Thank you. Okay, so Council moves to remove UHISA Resolves 3. We also had other parts from George, I think. Are they still relevant given what Council has just decided?
No, actually, what I had in mind is exactly what Ashley put forward. So.
Okay, thank you very much. So they're withdrawn. So now we're going to. There are no amendments. Okay. Well, we voted on this, so we're. Yeah. There are no amendments. So we're going to have a vote on the overall motion, which is pretty much the same, except without UHISA Resolves 3. So all those in favour of the motion, please raise your hand.
See Jason high if you are.
Yes. Get those bowling arms up.
Oh. Fingers still hurt.
17.
And those against?
Was there one against there? Obviously. No. Okay.
And any people abstaining?
3.
Okay, so thank you very much. That motion is passed. Thank you.